Great news, everybody. You're going to love this one. Ashok Dar, the foreign minister of Pakistan, is going to be able to bridge the gap and get the United States and China to finally align and become great friends, fall in love, send each other Valentine's Day cards and everything. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, but Hitler's going to come back and he's going to bridge the gap between Israel and Palestine. And also in this great world of teddy bears and gumdrops, Hamas and Palestine and Israel are going to team up and bridge the gap between Mars and Jupiter. It's a beautiful day in a beautiful world to live in when this is happening. Wow. Another question that just went way off the wall. That just went way spiraled out of control again from this guy. This, what's his name? Ashok Dar, foreign minister of Pakistan. He says he's going to bridge the gap. He can be the bridge for America. You got to hear it because I know you're like, nah, right. He didn't say that. Yes, he did. Check it out.
I mean, you talked about strengthening the U.S. relationship. But of course, things have changed since Bill Clinton was president, right? So your country now buys a huge amount of military hardware from China. You've talked about balancing China and the U.S., these two superpowers in this intense competition. But if you're buying most of your weapons from China, does that hamper your relationship with the U.S.? Does it kind of cripple even the possibilities for the future?
It shouldn't. Why should? Why should it?
Well, the U.S. sees China as a serious threat.
It's a matter of who gives a better deal. It's as simple as that. And we have such a strong. We should not be seeing the relationship with the lens of other country. It has to be standalone. And I did say we have great strategic relationship with China, but we have long-lasting friendship with the U.S. All the time. So this is objective, and this is the goal of our government, to upscale the relationship back to where it used to touch the high points. So it must not be transactional that, lows, we are in Cold War together, and then their lows come, and then again we have a better, cooperation, partnership because of the war on terrorism. All these phases we have seen. But we are doing our best to make it strategically economic, cooperation and long-term partnership. This is our objective.
I was just going to say, during the Cold War, countries had to choose sides.
Sure.
And some people are now saying this is something akin to the Cold War, maybe slightly different, but a lot of tension between China and the U.S. So that's why I'm asking. It must be very difficult at times now, because both countries kind of want you to choose.
Well, I think we have played the role of, bridge between the two countries in the past. And we can do the same. We can bring the two countries closer, and I think that will be win-win for the globe. You will get millions and millions out of poverty, and that would be very positive. So let's see from the positive angle instead of seeing from a narrow negative angle. Obviously, one can always find something fishy if you want to think negative. So we are very, very sure that this relationship can be win-win for the globe.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is just one of the 14 questions that he answered in this interview. And every question was crazy, weird, out of control, out of this world, and out of reality. So what is going on with America continuing to bring these guys into the Washington, D.C.? I mean, I know that Trump also, went and had a love connection with the Syrian president, who I think is now on the run and getting bombed by Israel because I guess he's killing Druze or something like that. Something I heard in the news like every day for the last 24 hours. But they're still trying to get this Pakistan thing to make sense. And you know what? It just can't. It doesn't. And every time they bring somebody over and these people open their mouths, it just all goes down. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we need to find better friends. Oh, I bet you thought it was over. Nope. Not over. I got another one. We got another one for you. Okay. Here we are. Ashok Dar was asked a question. And he's answering this question for quite some time, but then he goes off, like out in this world of India. oh, but India, and it's like, what do you mean? What, why are you coming up with, why are you talking about India now? They had nothing to do with the question. It just makes me wonder how much real estate India has in Pakistan's head. It must own them, Bray. It must own them, bro. I mean,
when you met with your American friends today, how would you compare your country's relationship with this administration compared to the previous administration? Would you say that, is there any difference in how that's proceeding?
Having experience around 30 years of this bilateral relationship, I think is going back to the normal. We had a wonderful relationship in President Clinton's time. I was finance minister. That was the nuclear detonation period, the most difficult one. Very severe sanctions on Pakistan, but despite those sanctions, we negotiated very successfully, very happily with us. Senator Kerry was in the next round, if you recall. We had excellent relationship in President Obama time. When former President Biden was vice president. So we are excellent. In our relationship, we had hikes, highs and lows. I think we have to come out of this transactional relationship, and it should be strategic, stable, and perpetual. So that's where we are eyeing at. I think we appreciate the efforts of President Trump and, as I said, Secretary Rubio in my small, brief remarks. They reached out to us. They were constantly in touch with both sides. And so were we. We had proactive diplomacy. And now Indian, even, the affair writers and their media has written that Indian narrative was totally mishandled.
See what I'm saying? Well, India was mishandled, but India, it had nothing to do with India. That question had nothing to do with India. But in India, what have you done to him? India, what have you done to him, Modi? You should pay for this guy's psychiatrist.